Hello, world. It is Friday. Yay. Welcome to Americana. I'm your host, Willie Montague.
And I'm Shakea Hinton.
On this show, we don't dodge tough topics. We run straight at them. No agendas, no fear, just truth and real conversation. So strap in because the easy answer's in right now. This is Americana. All right, y'all, this is for the black folk today. Topic one, we're going to be talking about Black Chicago in crisis, wealth gap, homelessness, and violence in schools, HBCUs, and black culture. I tell you, we're doing it for the people today.
Yes, yes.
And then we're going to be talking about
dun, dun, dun.
America on the brink and, as I like to call her, Mammy, but Mamdani's meeting with President Trump. Let's dive right in it, y'all. I told you it's Friday. Let's dive right into it. The 2025 State of the Black Chicago report shows that median net worth of a black family in Chicago is zero, compared to
fake news.
210,000 for white families. Homelessness among black Illinois residents has more than doubled, and Chicago's unhoused population has tripled since 2023. At the same time, Chicago public schools are reporting a spike in violent fights among elementary-age black students. I told you them kids bad. With videos circulating online showing brawls, mob-style attacks, and security unable to intervene. Teachers say students are traumatized, angry, and unsupported. They need a bell. And parents are demanding answers. We need answers.
We do need answers. We do.
Well, I will say this. You've probably seen this. That video with the elementary students in Chicago beating up
fighting the mother and her two kids.
I mean, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But she wasn't strong enough to beat them down to the ground.
No, she wasn't. And in all seriousness, it was actually hard for me to watch as a mom. I dropped my kids off to school in a car, right? But if I had to walk my kids to school and we were surrounded by a mob of other kids, I would have done more damage to those little kids than she did. However, it is reported that she's sickly. I think she has sickle cell or something like that. Yeah. And she had just recently got out of the hospital after dying twice. They brought her back to life twice. So that was like a few weeks ago. And then for her to get jumped, kicked, beat, you know, punched, she couldn't even protect her son. And the daughter was there. It was just traumatizing all around.
You know, but this is what I say. People get mad when I'm about to say this. But we had a problem with President Trump sending the National Guard to Chicago when we got this ignorant stuff happening in our black communities. And this is why I try to tell y'all Negroes that if we're gonna do anything, we got to start cleaning up our own communities and stop wanting people to do it. People are saying they're traumatized, but traumatized from what? That they're sad or they feel in these ways, but from what? Because this is the culture of, someone taught those kids that. So when you have Negro children, you have Negro parents that do these things. That's all I got to say with that.
And if you have coon people like yourself, and I'm not calling you no coon, I actually am, because that was a coon statement. Anyway, I digress. But I would have to agree with you. The National Guard is not warranted in this situation. However, belt to behind is definitely needed. I like how the community actually came together to confront those same kids. You had some of the kids and their parents get on social media and do apologies, right? I don't think some of those apologies were really heartfelt. I think it was because it caught such national attention that the parents were trying to, you know, cover themselves and their kid when that should have been done ahead of time. Yeah. A lot of the kids were saying like, oh, it's peer pressure. You know, they were forced to do X, Y, and Z. And I actually lived in Chicago for a little bit on the South Side. There are community people there who are in the community combating things like this, but it's going to take more than just who's in the neighborhood, the mama's on the corner, the daddy's on the corner. Like, it's going to take more than that to help these kids. And not just the kids, the parents too.
This seemed like there's some missing stuff at home, like missing fathers, as I said it. And I know.
Why is that always the narrative?
Dear Lord, because most of the time, if there was a true man in the house, that would not be happening. I just knew it wouldn't.
Well,
I'm not talking about a man that's just there present.
Yeah,
I'm
very
talking about
true.
active and moving. There would be
Understood.
another level of structure that
Understood.
I know my son would not, I wouldn't dare have my son go out in that way because it would never be, it would be implemented.
But you know the funny thing though, Will, a lot of the mass murderers that we see actually come from two-parent white households. Those are the ones who are usually with the structured family, who go to church, who are police officers, who are church mothers, who are really, you know, in the community and involved, and yet their kids turn out to be mass murderers. So can we talk about that?
But we are
Can
talking about.
Can we talk about that?
So I said this was for the people.
It's twofold. It's not just it's not just black families who are having trouble with their kids. It's also these white folks who are in the home, who has two parents, a mother and a father.
I'm talking to black folks because we're on a black network.
To be crazy.
And I want y'all to know. So now we're going to move on. So kind of lovely on this Friday to HBCUs and black culture. The U.S. Department of Education has removed a wide range of professional degrees, including graduate nursing, physician assistant, and physical therapy from its new definition of professional programs.
Yeah.
So how will this impact these people already seeking degrees, or blacks in particular?
That's a good question. I think it will actually slow the progress of black professionals. HBCUs, there are 107 HBCUs around, just for those who may not know. I am a product of one of them, the great Bethune-Cookman University, hell Wildcats, which is why I have on the colors today.
All right.
Mary McLeod Bethune founded our campus with $1.50. HBCUs were created because a lot of white institutions banned black folks from attending their universities. So what did? We band together, we created our own, for us, by us. However, now that the Department of Education is saying that they're going to remove most of the programs that HBCUs offer, and not just HBCUs, but PWIs as well, everyone is going to be impacted by this. And because of that, we are going to see a decline in salary. We're going to see the market increase with competing for different positions and all the things. And I think it's going to hurt us eventually.
But isn't there other alternatives, though? Is it really a thing about it hurting? Because I feel like in these areas, there's so many, even with nursing, I find that they have these quick, like 8-week nursing programs you can go to.
Those are medical assistants. So those are different. That's a difference between medical assistants and nursing. Nursing, you actually have a bachelor's and more years of education. What you are referring to is a medical assistant, where you are kind of like an aide to the nurse.
Right. Yes.
So that's like a less than a year program. Yeah.
Right.
Trade schools are also pretty good, but if he's saying that nursing isn't considered to be a profession anymore, what does that mean for our healthcare?
Well, I mean, of course nursing is, but I think that we're looking at, because HBCUs often are trying to get federal dollars, though. Am I not correct? So maybe it's a
Not
thing
all.
Well,
Public HBCUs, yes.
But isn't that maybe that's where it's going? Is like if you're seeking funds, there's somewhere we got to cut things that may not be on the top, because what they're saying is electricians and plumbers is going to be the next millionaires. So maybe they're saying maybe now that you only can need a nursing aide or a CNA or LPN, maybe it's like let's cut out some of the fat so we can put it somewhere else. That's maybe why I'm looking at it.
I think, given what we saw the other week with the nurse, the white nurse, who actually withheld help and assistance to the black woman who was in active labor, I think if we cut through the weeds and rule out people like that, the nursing profession, the medical profession would actually be even better, even for the more, right?
Well, I know y'all.
Don't say y'all. Who we talking about,
Y'all
Will?
mothers.
Okay, there we go.
May not like what I'm about to say.
Oh, we finna fight?
But I believe that you should start giving birth at home.
So I have 3 children. 2 of my kids were done in the hospital, and my last one was actually a home birth. So I have both experiences.
Okay, so that's what I would say. I think if we get back to, as I said earlier this week, stop putting so much focus on the hospitals, the doctors, the nurses, the government, and start doing what we used to do as a community. You had midwives. People would come in the house, get those hot towels and buckets of water, pop them babies out.
Really? This is more than just popping kids out. You sound so misogynistic right now. Like, do you hear yourself? Medicine is more than just giving birth to children.
I know it's more than that, but I'm saying that what happened to just the foundations of that, like we have got, because even doctors are practicing medicine. They're not experts, they're still learning. like the physicians and medicine is evolving all the time. That's why we have all these fake diseases that people are making up, and then they come to us, and we have to have a vaccine to fight it. But I just feel like we can do more as because this is for the people today. But I feel like we need to do for our people back what our grandmas and them used to teach.
Well, my grandma used to tell me to drink some ginger ale and lay down.
Yes, exactly.
And here we are.
Saltine crackers.
And here we are.
Well, we are going to take a lovely break.
Yes.
But when we get back, we're getting ready to dive into some more hot topics. Of course, we're going to be talking about Mamdani, as I like to say. But no, y'all, I know the man's name. But anyway, we have to take a break. America is on the brink, and the president met with this man. That's all I'm going to say. But we'll talk about it when we get back. This is Americana.
We made it through, Willie.
Yeah, I'm really like. Can someone do me a huge favor? Can someone get my briefcase from my office and put it back here so I can get on the set?
What are y'all talking about today?
Hopefully.
Shut up, please. I just pray for you sometimes.
All right, welcome back to Americana. And speaking of Americana, America is on the brink. A new poll finds 57% of Americans believe the country is sliding towards a second civil war, citing extreme political division, distrust in institutions, and cultural breakdown. So, you know, why do you think that we are in this place where that many, almost 60% of people think that we are like literally so divided that we're getting ready to be in a civil war? Like I don't see it. I thought this was interesting, actual statistic to show, because I feel like we're in a good place, and I think we talked about through the week. Here she go. But she looked at me like, no, and I'm not a good place. But what do you think that, you know, here we are on the brink, America's on the brink of a civil war?
Yeah, I think polling, as you just mentioned, shows us that the country is so polarized right now, but everyone is feeling it in every inch of their lives. You feel it at the gas pump, you feel it in groceries, you feel it with school systems. Like every area of our lives are on the brink of a crash, right? There's a lot of inward fighting that we're doing on domestic soil. It used to be a point where we would think like the enemy was in foreign countries, or we would always point the blame at like our Muslim brothers and sisters, right? And we had this fear of outsiders being the ones that would cause us to fight. But right now we're seeing that it's actually on our home soil. And I think that's part of the reason why everyone is like, well, this is going to be a civil war. Like, we are actually fighting within. Nonpartisan too. Yeah.
I believe if we're going to be in any civil war, it's because of the radical left. I have never seen a group of individuals, America being on the brink, that nothing is about being patriotic. Everything is about just destroying the fabrics of America, what makes it great. You know, seeing the flag waving and seeing people pledge allegiance and sing the national anthem, but now everything is, you know, no, I'm not gonna say what you think I'm gonna say. But now everything is like, it's bad. I'm gonna go out here with multicolored hair. I'm gonna go out here and just live this life of bitterness and anger towards a government
who's bitter and who's angry.
Democrats.
What are we bitter and angry about?
You're bitter that the orange man is great.
What is he great at?
Making America great.
Okay, again. You sound
when
like
you
your father.
asking me,
I am asking you, but you are not being pointed. So what is he great at?
Well, look at our economy. Look at the billions. I think it's actually trillions of dollars that he has brought back to us when it comes with the tariffs, being able to make sure that we're stabilized with that, and then getting us money back in our pockets. Nobody want to talk about him sending us a check.
So Willie, Montague, my friend, if you
not the government name.
If you honestly feel that Trump is good at bringing the resources back in our pockets, how come the statistics say otherwise?
These statistics,
and that's just not with Democrats. That is
but these
collectively.
statistics is talking about how people feel. It doesn't mean that it's the facts of where our country really is, because people have a perception, as we said earlier this week, what they see from media, what people are saying.
But no, it's not just what they see. Everyone is all of the senses that a person contains is feeling it. They see the foolishness, they feel it in their pockets, they hear it in the news. All of our senses are at full capacity.
So do you think that most people in America just don't feel safe in America?
I think a great percentage of people do not feel safe in America.
So I have
on
some
both
advice
sides.
for you.
On both sides.
There is an app where you can self-deport yourself. You know what
so where are you going to deport to if that's the case?
I'm fine.
You think you're fine?
I'm fine.
As a black man in
talking
America,
to the people who feel they have a problem.
Willie.
I mean, there's so many other countries to go to. I've traveled. It's beautiful in Peru.
But why? Why is deportation the first thing that many of those in the Republican Party feel is necessary as the solution to not being happy or safe in America?
You know,
why can't it start with policy?
I said this before. Policy is important. I said this before, and I know you guys are not going to like what I'm about to say. But Thanos was right. When he snapped his finger, we had to have a balance.
I have tried my absolute best with
We had to have a balance in this world, and Thanos was right. I'm sorry.
You are comparing the American people to Thanos, a fictional character that we see on the movie screen. This is the delusion of the Republican Party. This is truly the delusion of the Republican Party.
It's not delusional, but he was right. Let's move on to talk with somebody who's actually going to really snap their finger and destroy New York City, and that's Mamdani. Meeting with President Trump. The two men have finally met, and the world was indeed watching. Now, Shakea, I'm going to let you take this one because I don't like Mammy, so I will let you take it.
His name is Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. He is a 34-year-old Muslim guy. He met President Trump today in the White House. The two of them have been at odds, very vocal about each other during the campaign. President Trump actually endorsed his opponent. Mamdani won by a landslide. He was a part of the progressive wave that we saw, the blue wave that we saw across this nation just 2.5 weeks ago. So it actually baffles me that President Trump was singing a different tune today during their meeting. Did you see the press conference after?
I believe that someone is in our dear president's ear.
Oh, now you believe that?
Because, something happened. Someone slipped something in his drink.
Why do you think there was a change?
I think that this is very scary that he even met with him because...
So it's scary that he met with Mamdani, but it's not scary that he met with the Saudi prince earlier this week?
New York City does not have what the Saudis have. The Saudis have lots of money and a lot of stuff that we need.
They do have a lot of money. I'm not going to take that away.
Right, and however, I got Saudi friends. Assalamu alaikum.
Trump has a lot of assets and billionaire friends who actually reside in New York City. Actually, President Trump made a comment today after the press conference with them. He is actually a great guy. I'm actually shocked because he was calling the man a communist just a couple of weeks ago. He's still a communist. Right? And a reporter asked Mamdani and said, you called President Trump a fascist. President Trump actually quickly hushed him and told him, oh, it's just easier for you to say yes, that I am, and be gone with, and, go on with the conversation. So Trump is actually omitting or admitting that he is a fascist. How do you feel about that?
Well, as you said about being an asset, some people are assets and some people just need to get their ass set. But anywho, nonetheless, I still think that this is a disaster of a meeting, and I think that it really shows.
I'm actually shocked that you are not in favor of the camaraderie that they had. Not saying that it's going to be like Peachy King, because Trump is bipolar. He's definitely showing signs of schizophrenia.
Well,
he can change and go on a tweeting rant at any moment, right? But I'm shocked that this is not what you want. You wanted both Democrat and Republicans to come together, right?
You know,
is this not the starting point?
The last time someone sat down at a table and had a conversation to bring about a closure of something, it was Judas trading out Jesus.
That wasn't the last time.
And so,
okay.
well, the time that was relevant to us all in society. And so this is a kiss on the cheek.
And so who's going to betray who? Let's talk about it.
Mamdani
Who is going to betray who?
That's who's going to trade it. And you think President Trump is putting this country back together like Humpty Dumpty and his horsemen could not do. And the issue that I believe, I'm being serious, the issue that I believe is people don't like the way that he's doing. And sure, there's people in his ear that's causing him to flip-flop, but that doesn't mean that inside he knows where we need to go. We just need to send a letter.
So why is it that you didn't have that tone when he was making all these other egregious decisions, whether it was about immigration or safety, education? Why wasn't it someone in his ear then? Why is it now that Mamdani is the reason?
What was in his ear about immigration?
No, I'm just asking, like, your tone saying that someone was in his ear with this meeting when he's had other meetings that led to more catastrophic decisions that we are feeling as Americans.
Name what the catastrophic decision was.
Why isn't that the tone for this? Like, why is it that someone's in his ear is my question.
He wanted the borders to be closed? That was something that was atrocious?
No, but I'm asking you, your tone is different now that this meeting was actually
I don't
pleasant.
like a communist socialist to be sitting next to the president of the United States of America. That's why I don't like Mamdani.
He is a socialist. He is a democratic socialist, just like Bernie Sanders and AOC.
Those are two people. You put them together. We got this Freddy Krueger, Jason and Chucky. You might as well just run a Halloween town. Anywho, we have come to the conclusion.
You are an interesting fella.
Well, I thank you. That was a nice compliment compared to some things I know you could call me. But
Yes.
this concludes today's episode on Americana. I'm your host, Willie Montague.
And I'm Shakea Hinton.
We appreciate you standing in the truth with us. We'll see you on Monday, same time, same place, only here on AFRO TV. So you guys have an awesome weekend, and God bless.
Hail Wildcats, go Bethune-Cookman, beat those Rattlers.